How's everyone doing? Good.
You guys look bored. How long have you been waiting for?
Okay, we can get started. Thanks everyone for coming to our press conference before we head to Ottawa. I'll kick it off, Marko. How are you feeling? Had a full trip today.
We feel good. We feel excited. We had a good week of training, and it looks like there's going to be a big crowd over there as well. So we're just looking forward to another exciting game.
Sorry, I'm going to cut off from sports. Obviously, the team this year announced that the guys support the team. I was wondering if you can give us a bit more comment between the injury happened, training practice, and what's going to happen.
Yeah, Amanda was with us for about a week before it happened. It was during a friendly game. It was a play with no contact, and she just stepped awkwardly, like most ACLs happen. And yeah, we were in talks with Houston. We decided the best thing was for her to go back and to do the surgery and rehab there, and hopefully at some point in the future she'll be back with us.
And then obviously the team has, before Amanda, it's 24 players, now it's 23. I know the league will only have until 25 players. I'm not sure how the league is working right now since it's an inaugural season. Can we expect any other signings for the team?
I mean, we're always keeping our options open, and we look at players here, obviously in League One and in Ontario and domestically in Canada, but nothing yet. And you guys will know if something is confirmed.
Coach, maybe it's a sample size because it's only one game that we played, but what have you learned from that experience in the first game that you think you can improve on going to the game?
Well, I don't think we'll be feeling the same nerves as we did in the first game. I think that was all very new for most of us, including myself, and I think that part will be a lot better moving forward, which I think really affected us, especially in the first 20-25 minutes of the game. After that, we got used to the atmosphere, we got used to the crowd and everything. So I think that was probably the biggest thing. And like you say, it's a very small sample size, so we're gonna have to look at blocks or at least 4 or 5 games before we come to any other conclusions.
Going through the films over the week, have you seen any defensive deficiencies that you think maybe you need to address better going forward?
Well, to be fair, we didn't allow too many chances in that game. The style that we play and how much we want to dominate the ball obviously leaves us a little exposed in transition sometimes, because we do want to have the ball higher up the field, and we understand that carries some risk with it because there's spacing behind. But that's how we want to play. That's the risk we're willing to take because we want to have the ball. So our transitions need to be done well, and something we work on daily.
Coach, I was able to attend the first conference when I hit the time with the school to the six. First, I want to say congratulations on being a coach of this historic club. So, congrats to that. First road trip up the gate. Do you, as far as the time frame, travel wise, do you use that time in sort of bonding and kind of leave the team to their own sort of thoughts and yourself to your thoughts?
I mean, I think we're bonding enough every day. So we're together all the time. I mean, the girls can talk about that a little bit as well, but we have a great chemistry here going. The trip is relatively short. We leave tomorrow and we're back the next day. So there's not too much time, but I guess there will be some bonding on the bus. Any comments on that?
Yeah, I think it'll be fun. This is a fantastic group of girls. We're all really close. Majority live at the team housing facilities, the team housing condos. But like we've all found a way to, on our off days, still get together, hang out. I mean, I've been a part of a lot of teams, and I really enjoy being around these people. That includes staff, front office. Everyone's fantastic here, and I think you're going to see that more as the season goes on with how we, what am I trying to say? How we're playing and everything like that. I think you're going to see it on the pitch as well. So.
And our sporting director is there, so she had to say it. She had to include the front office, and
just all about minutes. Can you talk about those minutes and going forward into the next game?
Yeah, I think especially making history in that day, just being bigger than us, everyone's going to have nerves. And I think moving forward, they're obviously going to dwindle just a little bit. But like, I think, yeah, what Marko said, the first 20 minutes, we were just a little nervous. But as you can see, as we built into the game, like we felt more like ourselves. And I think going through the season, like you're going to see a lot more of that.
Robin Glover of Rocket Robin Soccer in Toronto. I know this is looking ahead, or well ahead, but I'm thinking of when there's international dates, and so some player or some you think maybe there's not players on the Canadian national team that are with you, or some marginally are, but there's some players that are playing for teams that when they have like a pre-qualify, like not making fun of St. Kitts and Nevis, but where Chloe is to say, I want to go, my grandfather was on that team. Is there any like openings that say, okay, go on, or is there like tight control about this? Every weekend there's a game, but are there going to be like the players that go, like the Philippines backup goalie, who's from here, will they be allowed to go, or they'll just say, no, you better stay to keep your job? This was the year Canada's always had a problem with Jim Brennan when he ever left the Canadian team. He didn't know if he'd get back on his English team. So, any idea?
Well, there are official FIFA windows in which we, as clubs, we don't have a lot of choice and we have to release players. The pre qualifiers you talk about, we decide on case by case basis what's best for the player and also what's best for the club.
Okay.
Victoria, you're going to be facing up against Desiree Scott. How are you feeling about that?
Yeah, I'm really excited to be playing up against Desi again. I played with her when I was at Kansas City Current, and it's funny because she doesn't like me saying this, but I had a poster of her in my bedroom growing up. So when I first told her, she's like, why are you telling me that? Like, you're really aging me here. But I learned a lot from her. She's a fantastic player. Not only what she's done for the women's game, but also just the sport in general. She's a fantastic person, fantastic player, a really good captain. And she'll definitely be a challenge. But I think with what we're doing here, we'll be able to get past her and the rest of Ottawa.
How do you, sorry, I want to ask, like, it's obviously one game that we lost, and it's a long season. What's the message between you guys to make sure that you keep that behind you and you focus on what's coming, because you have 5-6 more matches to go and more games to play, and you don't get discouraged because of one result. What's the motivation?
Is that for me or for them?
All of you. Like I want to hear how you approach.
Well, I can give you a coach's perspective, and then girls can talk about from a player's perspective. Well, we're not gonna overreact over one game, regardless of the result. We always evaluate it objectively. Look at the video, look at some of the stats and parameters there. We look at again how we feel about the performance objectively versus just the outcome. Usually, when you win, everything is great. When you lose, everything is poor. But usually the truth is somewhere in between. So we evaluated the game. We looked at it objectively. We obviously corrected some of the things that went wrong in that game. We also emphasized some of the things that went well, and we move on. It's like you say, it's a long season. Win or lose one game doesn't really show or decide anything.
Yeah, kind of what Marko said, like one game doesn't define us. Every game is a learning opportunity. And I think moving forward, kind of like what I said earlier, is like we're going to grow into who we are and like our identity. And every game is going to get better.
Any other injury concerns?
Well, just once from before, we spoke about Maya Jones is unavailable. So is Jade Kovacevic and Leah. So those are the three, along with Amanda, that are not available and that won't be on the roster for this game.
Actually, standing in after you said it's 4 injuries out of the 7 strikers half of the team. How do you prepare for the players to play the season? Only having 2 players.
I mean, I'm sure every team has injuries. It's a bit unfortunate that they're all in the same position, like you said, or it's all attacking players. But we still feel that what we have more than enough to score goals, to create. So we'll be all right, and we're just hoping those goals will be back as soon as possible. Sure. So Jade is somewhere between 4 and 6 weeks away. So is Leah. And then with Maya Jones, it's still not clear, but probably at least that time frame.
Next question for you. What are you most looking forward to going to Ottawa?
I'm excited for the atmosphere. BMO was electric, and again, I know a lot of fans are going to be in Ottawa too, so that atmosphere again is going to be amazing.
I guess stepping back to Ottawa, you're going to be the only team that will face two teams that ever played before. So you're very first team that has ever played. Can we say that Ottawa has like it's called an advantage?
For sure. I mean, schedule-wise, they do have an advantage because they've seen us play and we haven't seen them play. We obviously look at the individual players and we scouted that, a little bit of the coach as well and some of our previous work, just like we did with Montreal. But actually seeing them play, we haven't. And yeah, you can say that they have a bit of an advantage when it comes to that.
Going back to what you said there about the historic day at BMO Field, now that kind of occasion has gone, has it really kind of sunk in the impact you guys have had on some of the younger players that you guys still have? So, and I want to commend you ladies as well for taking the time to kind of stop and sign and do pictures and let's get after the match. I thought that's amazing because we saw the impact on the outside of what that meant to some of the young players. Have you guys has it kind of sunk into you guys as well? Have you seen some of the reactions on the socials?
Yeah, I saw a lot of videos, saw a lot of TikTok videos. I would say at the end of the game, just going around and everyone wanting your autograph or just seeing people wanting to take pictures of us. I personally never done it that long around the stadium before. So I was like, wow, this is really special for everyone. And I was just excited to do it. And I just couldn't say no to anyone.
Yeah, I think we all understand the magnitude of this league and of our responsibility as players in paving the pathway for future Canadian female soccer players. So yeah, it's a huge honor to have been able to have played in front of such an incredible crowd. And we're hoping to continue to get that fan base here at York. But yeah, I mean, it's such a surreal feeling. It's hard to put into words because, I mean, we're creating history and it's never been done before. So it's kind of it's very new, but it's very, very exciting. So
this is why Vic missed the press conference too, by the way, because she was signing autographs.
Just thinking of, you only get to do this once when there's a new team, and that's to choose the numbers that you're going to wear. So was it first sign, first choice of numbers, or is it something to say, well, this is my birthday or something like that? Of how you got to choose and why did you choose the numbers that you did, or was that all that was left? So players.
Well, my number's special because my older brother Dylan had passed away a couple years ago, and he was born in 1994. And he was someone that always supported me and my soccer journey, and he always believed in me. So I guess it was kind of like an ode to him. I just wanted to honor him because, again, I wouldn't be here if it weren't for him and the rest of my family. So it was funny though. Originally I had 99, and everyone's and I was in the NWSL, and they're Wayne Gretzky, Canadian, and I was oh, I just wanted 9, but I doubled it. So, but that's what the story behind my number.
The story behind my number is the first time that I wore the jersey for the youth team, that was my number, and then I just kept with it all throughout college and through now. It's not as sentimental as yours, but I just really like that number.
Thank you for coming.
Thank you all. Appreciate you guys.
Thank you.
Hopefully we'll see you in Ottawa. No, you guys kind of a trek, but no. Okay. Yeah, I love that. I mean, we'll be playing them a good bit. So.